MultiVersus has been out for a week now, and strong characters are already starting to reveal themselves. As with every fighting game, certain members of the roster are starting to rise above the others. Today, I wanted to break down what exactly makes a character good in MultiVersus, and go over rules that can be used to determine the strength of future characters when they release. I want to go over 3 specific traits that most of the best characters have, and what makes these traits so strong. Quick disclaimer, I'm going to be talking about doubles in this video, but 2 of these traits will still apply to singles. Also, there are no bad characters in duos. Even the worst character in the game can be played and even be a huge threat with the right teammate and perks. Don't let this video discourage you from playing who you want. With that said, let's get started. The first trait that the strong characters have is team play. This seems obvious in duos, but if a character has a lot of utility to offer their teammate, they're generally considered pretty strong. If you look at any tier list from a professional player, odds are that all of the supports are considered at least high tier. This makes sense considering all of our support characters play like other classes, just with extra team utility. Velma and Raindog are both basically mages, but they can apply debuffs, heal their team, save them from getting KO'd, and much more. Steven plays a bit like a bruiser who can give his allies a shield and throw shields out for his team. Tanks are another great example of this. Superman was tearing it up at the Justice League Invitational, and Wonder Woman has been considered to be strong since the closed alpha. Iron Giant seems pretty good too, but only time will tell since he is such a new character. Tanks are just really good at making space and enabling their partners to enact their game plan. So TLDR, in a team game, characters that help their teammates and focus on teamwork are pretty good. Who would have thought? The next trait that strong characters seem to share is the possession of projectiles, especially if they have multiple. Projectiles allow players to throw out hitboxes, damage their opponents, or even KO their opponents from pretty much total safety. It can be especially hard for characters without projectiles to get in, and most players consider both of the mages to be extremely high tier, if not some of the best in the game. As a matter of fact, a lot of people consider Velma to be top tier as well, and she has as many projectiles as the mages. Simply put, threatening enemies from a range where they can't threaten you back is pretty dang strong. You can even use projectiles to save your teammate from across the entire stage, snipe kills, and stuff out annoying moves. You know that tornado that everyone seems to hate? Hey, maybe you should just play a projectile character. Projectiles are especially strong if they come out quickly, like Velma's speech bubbles. Projectiles that take some time to bring out, like Shaggy's sandwich, are a little bit worse. Still, better to have one than not at all. The final trait I want to go over with you guys is disjointed hitboxes. What's a disjointed hitbox? Well, it's a hitbox for a move that doesn't include a character's hurtbox. Some great examples of this are Finn and Wonder Woman. Finn and Wonder Woman both have swords, and if you hit their sword with an attack, it will not count as hitting them. If you hit Shaggy's fist or Taz's tornado with an attack, it counts as hitting them. Disjoints trade with other attacks extremely well in this game because of this, and they can stuff out some of the most annoying moves with high priority in the game. Want proof? Go to training mode and set up Iron Giant's down special or Taz's tornado, and then pick Finn, hit Iron Giant out of the down special with up air, and hit Taz out of the tornado with forward attack. If you don't play this character and you play someone like Shaggy and you've been struggling with dealing with tornado, you will be stunned with how easy it is for characters with disjoints. This is also a game where a lot of end lag for moves can be jump or dodge cancelled. The best way to punish moves sometimes is just to hit them out of that move if possible. It's not just Finn or Wonder Woman though, a ton of good characters have disjoints. This might be the single greatest thing most top tiers have in common, since not a ton of characters have strong projectile games. Bugs' bat and mallet, Tom and Jerry's mallet, frying pan and trash can lids, Velma's speech bubbles, Harley has her bat and hammer. Wonder Woman and Finn have swords. And remember, all of these moves beat out that move that everybody complains about. The fact that the single most complained about move in the entire game is completely invalidated by disjointed hitboxes says a lot about their strength, in my opinion. So those are the 3 traits that I think are the most important when it comes to powerful characters. When it comes to solos, I think combo game is extremely important since you don't have a teammate to get you out of the combos. I would say out of all 3 of the duos traits though, projectiles are by far the most important, which makes sense. I mean, disjoints already stuff out some of the best moves in the game, and projectiles stuff out disjoints. There's a reason that both mages, Velma and Raindog, are so powerful. I mean, Raindog just won an invitational tournament. It's not rocket science, every game has rules. In Smash, if you're fast and light, you're more likely to be good than a character who's slow and heavy. Now, as one last exercise before we go, we're going to use these traits to predict how good the next 3 characters are going to be. LeBron James seems to have a projectile that he gets access to frequently, and because of that alone, I want to say LeBron is going to be high tier at the very least. There's a really good chance that LeBron James ends up being one of, if not the very best bruisers in the entire game. Now for Morty, he's going to be a bruiser, and the bruisers that don't have access to these tools seem to be pretty bad, so I would say Morty will probably be the worst of these new characters. I mean, who knows though, he could have disjoints and 7 projectiles. We have not seen his gameplay yet, so it's pretty hard to tell. As for Rick, I think he's going to be very strong. Both of the mages that are currently in the game are considered to be among the best characters in the entire game. It's hard to imagine Rick won't be the same as Bugs and Tom. So let's go over that one more time. Rick will probably be the best of these characters because he is a projectile heavy mage. LeBron will probably be the second best, and Morty will probably be the worst. I'm pretty excited to see if this is actually going to age well and if I'm right about these characters. And honestly, tell me which characters you think will be the strongest in the comments down below. And while you're at it, let me know if you think I missed out on something that good characters have in this game. And with all of that said, this has been Nosy Boy. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, and I'll smell you guys later.